The Nathan, Nat and Shaun podcast.
Nathan and Shaun, welcome to the studio, the one and only Dr. Chris Brown.
Hey, good morning. Hello.
He's already been attacked in reception by a bunch of sales girls.
Yep. It was, I had to use all my animal control techniques. There was mild sedation involved.
Yeah.
You don't look them in the eye.
That's right. Muzzles.
You spray them with something? What's the spray that
you can
do?
use the same thing the postie's now using for
Citronella?
for the dogs. Citronella spray. Yeah, it works. It tends to work.
What about poking your finger in their bum? Does that stop a...
I think that would only encourage
that a
them,
thing?
knowing them.
Do you realise how many...
Is that a thing?
The amount of people who... In vet hospital, I'm justifying this crazy theory of yours.
No.
The amount of people who rush their dog into the vet hospital, where I still work, and their dog might have been in a dog fight, and they're like, oh, the dog's descended on my dog. I did what I was told to, and I'm like, what'd you do? And they said, I stuck my finger up its bum.
Yeah, and
I was like, what?
I know.
Who's spreading this?
But that's
out there.
Shaun mostly. But,
And what wife?
so what is the best way to break up a dog fight then?
Well,
Stop it, boys.
You can. They're actually their jaws don't actually. You can actually prise them apart quite often. Like cutting off the air supply
Choke them out.
helps.
Grabbing them by the tail?
Yeah, that'll help. Basically, the key is to keep calm, because the more stressed you make a dog during a dog attack, the more likely they are to out of fear just hang on.
Yes.
Because they don't really know what the situation is, and so. People sometimes squirt water down their throat.
Crikey.
But it's finger up the bum. I believe it works. I haven't tried
It
it.
certainly makes their eyes water.
It does.
I've seen vision of a guy tried to do it, and it is very difficult.
You've got to be
watch.
agile. It's
The
like...
dogs are fighting. He pulls up the tail.
Yeah.
Did it stop the
It
dog
did
fight?
not.
Oh,
And he went
see,
for-
then it doesn't stop it, and then you've just got really dirty hands. No one will shake your hand for a
And a
while.
viral video.
When people do it to the owners, that it's sort of out of line.
exactly.
It's not helping the situation.
Some of these dogs fighting.
Aren't you glad you came in here?
I mean, it feels like I haven't spoken to you guys for a while, but it
I
feels like
know.
we picked up where we left off, which is
Some things never change,
which
do
is
they?
great.
While we're on this track, once in a lifetime, that's
Yes.
a show you're doing, and you're taking celebrities out to help you
Yes.
with veterinarian work.
That
I know.
doesn't seem like something that celebrities should be doing, unless that celebrity is Dr. Harry.
And that's exactly why they should be doing it, Nat. That's exactly why.
You get them on minimum wage, I
Yeah,
hope.
pretty much. So the concept is, we love seeing celebrities out of their comfort zone.
Yes.
In this show, I go to the furthest corners of the globe to treat the world's most dangerous, most challenging animals. But I take along a much-loved celebrity as my completely untrained veterinary assistant.
Is it always Miguel or?
Miguel has a way of making the wildlife scatter
Yeah,
the
that's
moment he
right.
opens his mouth.
They know he has recipes.
Yeah, correct. So we're talking Mick Malloy, we're talking Matt Preston,
Kate Ritchie.
Yeah.
and Amanda Keller.
Amazing.
With legitimately the world's most challenging animals. This is like the hard for me as a vet working with some of these animals.
Yes.
But the access is incredible. The danger we put them in is quite extraordinary. It's kind of it's quite remarkable where we end up.
Worse than the stuff that they have to eat in the jungle?
Yeah. I mean, they nearly become the thing that is eaten in the jungle. So
Yeah.
it's
And Channel 7 has a budget, so it's completely different.
Oh, yeah, good point. It's a great point.
it's true. So you're going to see that sooner rather than later. It's a lot of fun. And
What sort of animals are we?
Yeah,
Give
I
us
was
one
thinking the same.
example.
Okay. We over the course of the series, we work from everything from elephants to lions,
Proper dangerous animals.
hippos, giraffe.
So hippos, the stats on hippos, they are a really dangerous
The
animal.
most dangerous animal in the world,
And they're quick.
in Africa.
They're quick, aren't
But they're vegetarian, right? So they don't want to eat you.
Technically, but what they do, they're fiercely territorial.
Yeah,
And they're
right.
cranky.
So what do they do?
they're just doing it because they're being mean,
Oh, they
not
come for
because
you,
they're
man.
hungry.
So if you enter their territory or if you get between them and the water, so the water is the safe place for them. So if you get between them and the water, or if they have a baby, they will charge you, and they don't eat you, but what they do is they bite you, and that's what kills people.
Well, those big teeth.
They
teeth.
just take one bite, and that
When
kind
you
of goes through
when you see a hippo being fed a whole watermelon and then it just like crushes
Yes.
in
That
an
could be your head.
instant,
Yeah.
that would be your head, right?
They have a jaw that's marginally bigger than mine, and so they
Oh my God!
they're the compressive force. It
Unbelievable.
was a great meeting of the minds when we came face to face with
Yeah,
them.
you should see Chris eat a whole watermelon. It's amazing.
Exactly.
Seeds and all,
I guess
skin and all.
views on bloody TikTok, wouldn't it?
It would indeed.
Incidentally, how many teeth do they have?
Do you have?
Because
Yeah.
we only see the big suckers.
Yeah.
bottom
It looks
and top.
like there's like four.
Bottom and top. So they have the big incisors that
Yeah.
you see, but they're grass eaters. So they actually live on grass. So at night they get out of the water, hippos, and they go and eat grass, and they'll eat like bucket loads of it.
So you could get one to mow the lawn
they're
as
so
long as you've
fat
got a
then.
pool.
Yeah,
Sure.
because they're
Don't
big.
fat shame hippos. They'll
They're
come for
big
you.
Mate, they're eating
fermentation.
grass.
They're big
Yeah.
fermentation
Like
chambers. So they're
Yeah.
kind of like cows with a big jaw. And so they that's why they can swim so well, because they just float, because they're
buoyant.
full of gas.
Yeah.
So if the bite doesn't get you, the flatulence does.
That's great.
I'm
I'm
gonna-
looking forward to that show.
I'm going to
Chris.
pivot to one animal question before Nat. I know you're probably going to get in on all the animal questions, but this is something you addressed on your Instagram, but I found it very fascinating. And the question was, whatever happened to white dog poo?
Yeah, thank you.
Oh, yeah.
Because we don't see it. Have you guys seen white dog poo lately? I remember seeing it a
Well,
lot.
I'm thinking because we pick up all our
Yeah,
dog poo, it doesn't
it's
get
not
the
in the
chance
sun.
to.
Well, why don't
Yeah.
we ask the pro?
Part of it. So I looked into this. I
Wow.
don't have a lot of free time, but I'm so glad I spend it so wisely. But it's two things. First of all, you're right. Like we tend to pick it up
Yes.
more than we used to. Because I remember I was a kid of the 80s and
Oh, yeah.
90s.
On the lawn.
It was just everywhere.
Yeah,
and, they were
for
like,
sure.
and they were like bright, like luminescent white.
Yeah.
And then it just turned to powder and drift away.
Yeah,
No problem.
And the other thing is that our pet food has got better. So we used to
Oh.
you used to be able to feed pets chalk in their food, or
So there was literal chalk in pet food.
yeah, for calcium.
Yeah.
And like bone meal and kind of like blood and bone fertilizer is kind of what it was.
Yeah, right.
And so it just went straight through them. So whatever went in kind
Yes.
of came out. And also cooked bones. We used to feed a lot more cooked
Yeah, we
bones
did,
until
and
we
now we don't
realised
do that. Yeah.
was a problem. So it was just essentially bone powder that baked in the sun was just left there, and that was what the
that's
situation.
why.
It was like the same era as, remember the PET water bottles you'd put them on
Yes.
your lawn to stop a dog
From
from going
peeing
to
on it. Yeah, that's right.
toilet.
Did that work?
That worked.
I remember seeing a study that showed it actually encouraged.
Yeah, because it's something that sticks out. My dog, if there's a stick on the lawn that wasn't there yesterday, he'll pee on it.
Yeah,
Because I've got to claim this for my own.
It gave them something to wee against. So
Yeah,
it became
yeah.
the hottest ticket in town was to get one away on the PET water bottle.
Yeah, for sure. At my park, they put up signs for a little while, like just little call flute signs, A-frame kind of things that were held down by a brick that said, please pick up after your dog. Every dog in the park peed on it, and then my dog pooed on it because it fell over and he went, oh, yep, I'll take that. And so then I had to pick it up off the sign, but it looked like somebody had smeared on the sign as a statement against, but it's like, no, that's just my dog choosing that spot.
You get bonus points for peeing and pooing on something
I know,
when you're a
right?
dog, I'm sure.
Can I ask a dog-related question?
Of course.
Hey.
So my dog is the weirdo down at the park because what he likes to do is to rip up the grass and eat the dirt underneath it. Now I do feed him. I feed him well. He's very well looked after. He's 12, but for a 12-year-old, he's in pretty good nick.
Yep.
And but he loves to eat dirt. And
Yep.
you can't, if you try and stop him, he goes really hard at it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Is he just a weirdo?
a lot of pets take after their owners. And
You should see when that took it down. What sign that was. Wow, that's a long story.
No, it's often a sign of gut health challenges. So they're trying to they're quite good at working out what their body
Yes.
needs, and so in soil there's bacteria.
Yes.
And so that they often try to stabilise their own gut bacteria, kind of like probiotics.
Yes.
And they'll find them in the soil and they'll eat them in the soil. Also, sometimes it's a bit of a game. They'll dig a hole.
Yes,
and it
he
becomes,
does seem to do it for fun, like when he's bored. So if we're standing around chatting rather than walking, he'll do it then. But if we're walking, he tends not to do it.
Yeah.
So
And you tend to see more of it in winter than summer.
no, he's year round.
Is he around? Good on
Yeah,
him. Consistent. That's.
Good on him.
I'm impressed. So,
And mostly because where I walk him, they're sporting grounds. So one oval they play lacrosse on it, the other football. And he does tend to, out of kindness, do it off the playing field. So just the other side of the white line because he's thoughtful.
Very thoughtful.
it's Kind little.
Isn't it?
Does he leave a little gift in there as well? Does he-
No. But I do have to stomp the divots like I'm at the polo before I can take him home. So because I was worried that it might cause some sort of obstruction, that if he wasn't to pass it, it might be an issue.
They need to eat a lot of it. And
Okay.
you have pretty sandy soil in the west here, so
Yeah.
so it can potentially, if they were to eat a kilo. Are we talking kilos of it?
No,
or are we
because I
just
stop him.
Yeah,
So it's a good couple of mouthfuls, but yeah.
and maybe feed him some food.
Any danger? Good on you.
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, I can consider it, I suppose.
It might help. Speaking of dogs and speaking of big dogs, I do actually have something that I need to address. I was here about a month or two ago, and was down at Cottesloe Beach.
Yes.
In the morning, just having a swim, and all of a sudden the beach just went quiet, because the biggest dog of them all emerged from the water in nothing but a pair of budgie smugglers.
Yeah,
And the whole
big
beach
dog.
just stood still.
Yeah.
Okay.
In awe of the.
Seagull stopped
It was
flying.
kind of like Daniel Craig,
Yeah.
emerging from the water. Just
Yeah,
this.
and how does he hide that gun?
Yeah.
Adonis, exactly. Sean McManus.
Shawnee.
And we,
biggest dog of
I
them all.
quickly put my clothes back on
Yeah.
because I wasn't going to be in the
Terrified.
same space.
He'll attack you otherwise.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It's
He
true.
peed on your leg as well, didn't he?
It's true. My response though, I just pulled the finger out.
Yes.
I knew exactly what to do straight away.
Yeah, but I backed into it. It was really. I mean, you didn't expect that, did you?
But I do actually have to just.
Well, that's all right. Oh, you got some. Oh, sorry,
Sean, turn your phone off, Sean.
Sean's phone's going off in the background there.
I do actually have to say.
You could keep them. You
No.
don't- just-
I borrowed some goggles. I didn't have goggles, and so Shawnee let me use goggles, and I all good things come back.
Have you
to
got
their-
his budgie
their owners.
smugglers now to give
Yeah, I
you?
did borrow those as well. They didn't quite fit. They're a very small size. Those
He
ones.
loves a snug fit.
I said you could keep them just in case you pass them on.
It was very kind. It was a very kind gesture.
No,
you know?
but I knew you had to get in the water. I felt like it'd been a late night for you.
Then you told, well, it was, and then you told me get off your beach and never want to see me here again. So.
Yeah, like those guys from
been a-
Cronulla.
Yeah,
you know,
it's
those-
true.
Yeah, that's
come for
right.
you.
The Bravo boys are here in town. Have you considered swimming to Rottnest again? Yeah, it's been a while for you.
Yeah, man.
It's been thank you for the reminder.
Yeah.
Yes, it has been a little while. No, look, I would love to. I would love to. I just need a good swim partner to knock off that. What is it? 18.6
Oh,
kilometres.
I'm not
About
free.
Sean?
Sean, what about you?
Yeah. I'm free. Actually, I do want to do. I do want to do it. Miguel hasn't done it.
Yeah,
I know we're on opposing networks, but he's still one of your great mates.
he is.
He
yeah.
needs to do something like this.
Yeah.
And we could put a team together. I mean, you guys would carry the load, and
Yeah, well, he's good with the breathing because he's spends most of his time sort of exhaling air at great volume, and there's no quieter moment with Miguel than when he's swimming. So
Yeah, that's true.
he still talks when he's doing that though.
I know,
amazing.
that is amazing.
can you imagine him scuba diving too? He'd be just like full on.
I have been scuba diving with Miguel, and he went through his air tank in like 4 minutes.
Oh,
And I was like, how did this
How is that
happen? And then we
possible?
reviewed the footage, and it's just air billowing out. I'm like, what are you doing? And he's like, I was just yelling. So he yells underwater.
underwater.
Water.
I mean, this surprises nobody.
No,
but
yeah,
yeah,
exactly.
Can talk underwater,
Yeah,
literally.
Yeah.
literally.
Yeah.
He's quite incredible.
We probably should talk about my dogs and more, but also Dancing with the Stars,
yes,
Yes.
yes. Dancing with the Stars.
Got a lot of people in there. Who we got? You got Susie O'Neill, Sean McAuliffe with you, Osher Goodensberg.
Harry Garside,
Yeah, Harry
Ross, I
Garside.
think would be good because of his boxing career.
Yeah.
I mean, we get to
fast
see.
in the feet.
Yeah.
Yeah, he did ballet, didn't he? As prep for boxing, so he'd be light on his toes.
Rebecca Gibney. I mean,
Yeah.
this is the second season I've been part of, and I feel like the caliber of
Did
celebrities
you ever
gone
have
up.
to do? You've never done the dancing?
No, I've never actually danced.
I think that might be a good idea.
But no, this is the greatest clause of all. That when you host, you don't dance.
You can't dance.
Apart from when you first walk out.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's
yeah,
just
yeah,
a bit of a
When they introduce you,
bit of a
Grapevine.
sachet.
it's I timed it. It's 2.5 seconds that
Yeah.
where you walk across the stage. Sonia and I meet, and there's like 2.5 seconds. It's the longest 2.5 seconds in television. where
Because
you-
Sonia can dance. She's from a ballroom dancing background, obviously.
Tina Sparkle from Strictly
Yes,
Ballroom.
indeed.
So, I have put together choreography for
you
a whole lot of
basically
2.5 second dances.
walking and standing.
Basically, yeah.
They have to choreograph that.
Walking and standing. It's called dancing.
When the music is playing constantly and you're there hosting all the time, don't you feel the rhythm and you need to, shake the shoulders or something?
You actually do.
Yeah.
You really do. Like it is a big party. It's kind of like the pub dance floor, but people actually know what they're doing. And a little less alcohol. Well, some do, and some
All
don't.
the professionals do, obviously.
And the ones that don't are probably often the most entertaining in a way as well.
Yeah,
Oh,
definitely.
yeah, 100%. I mean, we love it when there's, someone who's really bad.
Yeah.
Who is the absolute dud of this season? I'm just looking down the list. It's probably Michael Usher, is it? Sean McAuliffe?
Musha, those two names you just mentioned there, I reckon, are probably the big surprises.
Yeah, right.
Sean, I wasn't too sure about.
Okay.
Yes.
Because,
It's a Sean thing.
Yeah.
And we still think of him as being Milo Kerrigan back in the day when he couldn't move his neck. So, yeah.
Yeah, he I think he dances on Sunday night for the first time, Sean McAuliffe. One of the funniest people you'll ever meet.
Yeah, he's so funny.
I was trying to work out how he would bring funny into what is often quite a serious dance form, and you'll see that somehow he manages.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, it's something else there. Probably Osher's must watch as
Sure,
well.
okay.
And you'll understand.
For the right reason.
You'll understand why when you see it.
The really interesting, because you don't know how competitive some of these people are.
Yeah.
You just mentioned Michael Usher. He's a WA guy. But you know that Harry Garside, he's from that background where training's a thing. So he would just be full on,
Yes.
like Benny Cousins was last year,
Yes.
just full on.
Plus Susie O'Neill and Trent Cotchin.
Trent Cotchin,
But I guess we get to see the others, like you mentioned.
Yeah.
They must get so intense.
Oh, yeah.
And the competitive streak comes out.
Everyone says the same thing. Everyone comes in going, I'm just happy to be here. I'm
Who's surprisingly competitive?
Michael Usher.
Yeah, right.
Sean McAuliffe, Rebecca Gibney, Harry. They're all competitive.
Yeah.
Like everyone pretends they doesn't matter to them. They're just grateful for the opportunity.
Yeah.
They just want to learn a new skill. But the moment
They get one
they
bad
get out
score and they're spewing.
there, they're just obsessed with the Mirrorball trophy. I mean, who wouldn't want to be?
Yeah, exactly.
And so the sports people traditionally have that drive and that
Yes.
laser focus. But everyone lets down their guard and everyone wants to win it.
Beautiful. Well, we appreciate you coming in.
Absolutely, Chris.
Returning Sean's
Always
stuff.
Yeah,
a
thank
delight.
God, mate.
Just
It's teeing off on you everywhere. You know,
bit by bit.
I know.
I knew.
It's been bad-mouthing you all over town.
I knew that was what I was doing that
Thieving.
for.
Yeah.
Puts an end to essentially the
Yes.
character assassination over in the West.
right.
I know. I'm your biggest fan.
Oh, we'll see.
All right. Well,
When are we swimming around?
will they be teammates?
That's right.
Yeah, let's bring that on.
Soon.
Thanks so much
Thank
for
you so
coming
much.
in.
Good on you, Chris.
Dr. Chris Brown.
This is the Nathan, Nat and Sean podcast.
Ross, I'm sure you've noticed a couple of lovely ladies in the room with us today after having their hair done yesterday.
I said to Nat when I first saw her, "Hello, Vogue."
Yeah, she's ready for a photo shoot.
Looks great.
Amy, get on the microphone.
What are you after, Sean? What do you want?
No, you look amazing,
Thanks, Shawnee.
both of you.
And I feel
Thanks,
bad
buddy.
because
Ross.
I didn't mention names. It does look great. Blonde and you had a cut as well.
Fresh.
Fresh, yeah.
So how did you feel last night when you walked in the house, Ames?
I was like, new hair, yeah. And then, a couple of hours after arriving at home, we're eating dinner and we're all talking as a family. Everyone gets up after dinner and walks away and I'm still at the dinner table. I'm like, no one's noticed.
Not one person.
No.
That's
Notice
And your
what, Mum?
nearest
Notice
and
what,
dearest.
Mum?
so you asked
My
them.
new hair.
What did your partner say when he finally realised?
He said, oh, yeah.
How much does that cost?
Yeah, it's not
And then he
cheap.
said two things in life.
Yes.
We get stitched up by the price of coffee, and women get stitched up by the price of their hair.
I mean,
No,
he's not
I'll also
wrong.
add in bikinis for you guys is ridiculous, given there's no material. I just think that's ridiculous. I
Yeah.
pay $80
How much
for
do you
a pair
pay
of
for a
boardies.
bikini?
Depends what it's made out of. Recycled material. Natalie went to the
Yes.
hairdressers.
Yeah,
you both
so-
sit opposite each other and just talk about the day's play.
we were pretty much next to one another.
Do you feel good? You
So
look lovely.
mine, they straighten my hair, blow dried it straight. But in this weather, that's fraught with danger because I have naturally very curly hair, as it turns out. Something I only discovered a year ago, and it just started buffing out, just gradually buff. And I went to the dog park, and I'm just like, well, this is over because it's there's moisture in the air.
yeah.
And so this morning when I woke up, I looked at it and went, oh God. So I had the GHDs just straight.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, I had to. And so as a result, it's now just dead straight rather than it had a bit of curl. The ends were like nicely done yesterday, but it's not as nicely done today. So I'm just struggling on.
But when you walk out, both of you walk out of the hairdresser.
Oh, yeah, no,
and
you
you're
do.
lifting, you're levitating because you know that you feel
do,
nice.
there's
to be
a lot
pampered.
of, you know.
You're
like,
playing with
stuff.
your hair as
yeah,
you're
yeah,
talking.
yeah, and just like flicking out over your shoulder as you walk. And where I park, you've got to cross at a traffic light, so you're standing there waiting for the lights to change.
It's like the car's probably
Loving yourself sick. Just stopping traffic with your hair, Sean, you know?
Yeah, well, I don't know because Ross and I both had haircuts this week.
Yeah.
And I've been wearing a hat the whole time.
Yeah, I feel like an
On
idiot.
purpose.
I'm the opposite.
And what about you, Phil?
I want to hide. I don't even want to be here. And all
Yours
this
doesn't even look dramatically different.
I look like a extra idiot, and it's really short. It's awkward.
It's not short.
And I
Sam's in the background nodding his
Nodding.
head.
I don't care if we have any videos you put up online, Sam. Just don't put me in it, please.
Too late. And Sean, what's wrong with yours? I mean, we all knew that you'd had a haircut because what normally sticks out from under your hat was shorter. So when new,
I reckon we.
what do you
I don't
think?
know. I just don't.
What do you
I
not?
just
You're
don't-
not feeling it.
We
don't feel like
we
you know,
feel like Sean.
I'm jealous. I think every time I get a haircut, and my wife's my hairdresser, obviously. First of all, it's an absolute
Don't say
wrestle.
obviously because she does it quite reluctantly.
Yeah, very reluctantly.
She is a qualified hairdresser, everybody,
Yeah.
but
She worked
she
for
doesn't
Morris
like.
Me for over a decade.
She doesn't like to do your hair.
No, but I don't know. I don't know if it's just a men's thing.
I'll
Or it's just
sum
me
it
and
up.
Ross.
I feel like a Shaun sheep.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel
And
like
you
a
know,
Shaun
within,
sheep.
you know, and what do they say? The difference between a good haircut and a bad one's 2 weeks. So we just got to wear a hat for 2 weeks, and then I feel, oh, no worries. I get along with life.
Oh, then you'll take
it's
your
not
hat
the
off.
same. You know, you
No,
guys
it's-
walk out and it's all the same.
We hide and Shaun sheep. That's how I feel.
Just
And they're not
nervous and
pretty.
cold.
It's shaky and needs my mum.
Now I feel like lamb.
Yeah, right.
This is the Nathan, Nat and Sean podcast.
All right, so things we say
I'm
off air.
laughing because our producer Amy was being very cynical about this story.
100%.
And we'll get to that point in a second. A Perth jeweller is on the hunt for the owner of a wedding ring that was found in Hyde Park, and it was returned to his store. It's Rowan of Rowan Jewellers.
Yeah.
Because it is one of
it
his.
says that it was made by him.
Rowan.
Yeah.
And so he's put out a public statement. I've got the ring up on the screen. We can describe it in a second. He said, this platinum wedding band, it's one of ours. It's got a flat profile with polished curve edges. It's got our name and ruby on the inside. Good to see Perth has handed it in, and I think it's a positive thing that they didn't just take it and melt it down or hock it.
Oh.
But somebody out there is missing their wedding ring.
Yeah.
So what producer Amy was saying, go on, say it
Well,
again.
because it was found in Hyde Park, Amy's just assuming.
That he is having an affair.
So he took it off,
He's
put it in
taken
his
ring
pocket, and it's
off.
fallen out while he's been rolling
he-
around in the grass.
Correct. And when he's had his lunchtime fling.
That's
No,
okay.
I don't
Amy.
think so. You keep your wedding ring on. It's like a burley cage. Ask
Burley cage.
It tracks them.
It
I
attracts them.
that.
had to think about that
Tracks
for a
them.
second.
Yeah,
So, Shorty,
yeah.
you've lost your wedding ring at least once.
Yes, Ross.
Would you go? How hard do you go to find it? Because you were
Oh,
diving.
mate, I was going hard at
But
it.
that was more fear of Megan.
Yeah,
It
of
was,
course.
yeah, bottom of the ocean too.
Two
wasn't
things
it?
I was fearful of: getting eaten by a great white at that time.
Yep.
But that
and
wasn't as
Megan.
frightening
And that
as
was
going
not-
home to tell Megan you'd lost your wedding ring.
Not at all.
So that he reckons, the jeweler reckons, it could have come off while he was running. But I've run a lot. Well, I don't run lots.
Well, it's possible that he was wrestling Aaron Sanderlands, which is how
Happens
you
when
lost
do-
yours.
Yeah, when you
Yeah.
do that with Aaron.
And he does do that a lot in Hyde Park.
What other reason
Famously.
would the wedding ring come off?
Well, there was a suggestion that perhaps that, you know, in a bit of a hissy fit, a throne ring,
Yeah, you
because
could do
that's
that.
dramatic. It's
A
dramatic.
deliberate
You had
one
a
like,
fight.
I'm out of here,
That's
see you
it.
later.
Yeah,
They might have
true.
split up.
But it takes
He
a
might
while
have called
to
her out.
actually get off the thing.
No, other people's come off more easily than yours.
Yeah, okay. And then you just see, bang. But it's worth a bit. You would be like, that I could hock it.
Nah, because it's got
Nah.
no material value to. Because you're just like, I hate this woman.
But also,
Oh, sure, that's the best.
oh man, don't know who they're married to.
100% now.
It's the dramatic action
Yeah,
of the
that's
throwing
right.
it.
That-
Like
that's
it's
a
like because if you want trying to make a point,
That's
just
the
like
point.
saying, "Oh, hang here, I'm going to hock it, and here's what I got for it." Like that doesn't have the same impact
No.
emotionally, you know.
I'd throw it. Not that this would ever happen. Very happily married. I'd
What
throw
does your
it.
ring say on the inside?
On the inside, it says R&A, which is Ross and Annabelle, stuck forever. Engraved permanently.
So
on mine.
romantic.
It's on hers too, so it's like, you know, we're in it together. It's kind of saying, right? And we're
Stuck in it together.
Stuck, yeah.
But if you throw your wedding
It's like
ring,
quicksand. Is that what you're saying?
yeah, it's a journey.
It is.
right, Sean?
Yeah. Oh, God, yes. A great one.
Yeah.
Too late.
What do you think, Amy?
Too little, too
I'll
late.
look
Did
at
you
you
just
too.
look at the time?
Jesus, 7:24.
Anyway, if you're missing a wedding ring, hit up Rowan.
So Rowan's trying to go. He's going through his records to see who has bought, but it's quite a popular style, unfortunately.
It's
And
very
so
plainish ring. This is actually similar to mine. So it's like
it's a simple men's wedding band, but it does have the ruby on the inside. And you know that if you got yours from Rowan Jewelers and it's no longer on your finger, it might be yours.
yeah, but you wouldn't expect it to end up at the jeweler you bought it.
Yeah,
from.
I mean
No, particularly if you threw it away.
Yeah.
maybe just the guy's name was Rowan. Have we
Good
checked?
point. Yeah, Rowan. If you're missing a ring, call Rowan.
Nathan, Nat, and Sean is a Nova podcast. For more great comedy shows like this, head to novapodcasts.com.au. Nova.